What's up guys, got this monster cray this evening and he weighs about 1.2 kilos. He's as big as my float and his legs are thicker than my fingers. So it's an epic catch and it's going to be good chow. What's up guys and welcome back to another Banowi Catch Cook episode. Today we are making crayfish thermidor. Luke kindly shared a recipe with me. Luke and I went out last week and got some awesome bugs off our local reef at Umhloti, which is not a usual find. We got pretty lucky and tonight we're going to make that possible in the Eastern Cape, which is not a usual thing as we don't really find bugs between PE and East London, more up along the Wild Coast Transkei area. So we flew them down and we're going to make this awesome recipe dish for my family. So we got 2 crayfish here and the rest of the recipe calls for a simple ingredient, very quick, very easy. 60 grams of butter, 2 spring onions which we substituted with a small amount of red onion, got 10 mils of garlic, got 15 mils of flour, 5 mils of mustard, 3/4 cup milk, 30 mils dry white wine, 30 mils parsley, 30 mils cream, half a cup of cheddar cheese, and salt to taste. Very simple recipe. I'm going to jump into that right now and show you how to cook it up. Okay, so generally we're going to use the feeler of the crayfish, but because they've been frozen, we're just going to use scissors and cut out the poop tube. Just going to butterfly it basically down the middle. Okay, so along the side here you can see there's the poop tube. Just going to pull it out here. There we go, that whole thing comes out. Just break it off. There we go, that's what you want out. Cool, then these guys are going to go in boiling water for about 12 to 14 minutes. They generally take 8 minutes to cook, but we're just going to make sure we're not going to put them on the braai tonight or anything like that. So we're just going to cook them a little longer and we're going to get them into our dish. Okay, so we've boiled the water because we have to put it into rapid boiling water for the crayfish. So to speed up the process, we're just going to add in boiled water. Okay, so we're going to take our 2 crayfish, we're going to put them into the boiling water. These guys have been frozen for a while, so they're not going to feel anything. That's going to go in for 10 to 12 minutes. Make sure to open some doors and to watch the time on these guys, because they do get a bit stinky if you leave them in for a bit longer than they need to. I'm going to set the timer for 12 minutes here. We'll make it 10 and we'll see what they look like. There we go. Okay, from there we're going to add in our butter into our pan to start getting the sauce going. From there we're going to add in our garlic. And then as well as our garlic. Clean fingers, so it's okay. Okay, so we're just going to saute this so it gets nice and brown. That's going to go for another about 4 minutes or so. And then we'll start adding in the rest of the recipe. Okay, so our onions and garlic are sauteed. Now we're going to add in our garlic. we're going to add in our mustard.
Is it hot mustard, Chase?
I have no idea. What kind of mustard is it, Mom?
Whole grain mustard.
We're adding in our whole grain mustard. And now we're also going to add in our flour, which is in a beautiful lump. There we go. I'm going to mix that in. As you can see over here, our crayfish is starting to boil with the white foam. You do not want that spilling because it will stink and leave your kitchen with a terrible smell.
That would not be cool, Chase.
So now we're going to see what else this recipe calls for. Once we've stirred in the flour and the mustard, which we've done, we're going to add in our milk as well as our wine. But before we do that, add the milk in until smooth and buttery looking and boiling. There we go.
It smells good.
It does smell good. So we're going to let that start to boil. Once that gets going, we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients with the cream and the wine. Okay, as you can see, our mixture has become nice, thick and saucy.
Wow, that's
exactly what you wanted.
That looks good.
No lumps. You can see your onion and your garlic. A bit of your mustard seeds in there. That's exactly what we want. Lower the heat now. Then we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. Gonna get our wine. Put that in. There we go. As well as our cream.
So, Chase, I believe there's a family meeting tonight.
There is a family meeting tonight. It's pretty unfortunate because that means I won't be able to go back to Durban and shoot some big fish. So for the meantime, I'm stuck at home making crayfish dishes for my grandparents and my mother. And
I think that's pretty lucky for us then, hey?
right, luckily I brought some fish down. And that's the bell for our crayfish. Crayfish should be done. As you can see, they're all nice and red. That's generally a good sign of them being cooked. Lower down that heat. We're going to pour out the water, rinse them off, and wait for them to get a bit cooler so we can pull them out their shell. With that, we're going to add it with the mash that we're going to be making up to make up a fuller meal. And yeah, just keep stirring on this before it gets too thick. We're going to lower the heat of this completely down and keep it nice and warm. And we'll be adding in half our cheese, and we're just changing over to a smaller burner because that burner is getting a bit too hot for this.
Also, Chase, what's very important to remember when you're cooking with gas is your flame underneath your pan should never be bigger than your pan. So that what we were cooking on is quite large for such a small pan, but you needed lots of heat, so it's fine. But generally, rule of thumb, pan is always bigger than the actual burner.
Thank you for that great tip, Mom. So I won't burn my pans in the future, and hopefully you guys will not burn your wife's pans as well in the future. So we're just going to check out what we got left. It's not too much. We've lowered the heat, we've added the wine. We're going to add parsley soon, as well as the half a cup of cheese. Well, half the cheese from parsley. We're adding our parsley here. There we go. Get all of that out. And we're going to add in half cup of cheese. That's going to make it extra thick, extra amazing and creamy. Stir this in.
It's looking really good, Chase.
Thank you. I'm surprising myself as well. It's always interesting trying out dishes for the first time. And originally I thought this dish was going to be a lot bigger. And as you can see, it's a very simple, small dish. Probably a really great dish to start for a seafood starter. And maybe this will be a starter in one of our future catch cook episodes. And hopefully with some nice king mackerel or queen mackerel, be a great start to a good evening, I think.
Sounds good.
We're gonna get onto that crayfish, let that boil for a bit. We're gonna pour out this water and start cutting up those crayfish tails into bite-sized chunks to put into our sauce. And we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so we cut up our crayfish into bite-sized pieces. We added it into our saucy mixture on a medium heat. It's looking amazing. Pan is just big enough. And we're going to finish it off by grilling it, and we'll be done. So this is our crayfish thermidor dish. Came out pretty good, very aesthetic. And we're gonna get my grandpa here, Eddie, to tell us the verdict of what it's like.
Very nice.
What's the crayfish like? Different to your boiled crayfish?
Yeah. Very good.
Good stuff. Thank you so much.
Why must I do that?
Okay, Chase.
Well, that's it for another Banowi Catch Cook episode. Awesome crayfish thermidor, and we'll catch you guys next time.